So this video is not a tutorial, but it's actually a video log over the development of my game called Bazerk. So during the last week, I actually spent 7.5 hours roughly to develop this game. And those 7.5 hours includes everything from coding, finding the idea, editing sprites, and putting everything together, and setting the game on App Store and everything. So all in all, from I started creating the game until it was released on the App Store, I used 7.5 hours roughly to develop it. So why did I create this game? Well, it's a very simple game, and it's not the next AngryBirds or the next Candycrush saga or anything. I simply wanted to create a game because it's a long time since I released anything, and I've been spending quite a lot of time to actually develop tutorials. So I figured that I need to do something else than just creating tutorials for everyone. I would like to make a game, so I just sat down and figured that I want to create a very simple game, and without too much polishing up and without too much development time, and then just release it. So that's what I did, and that's why I only used a week in real time to develop it. However, if people are interested, I'll of course create a tutorial series that will show you how to create this very simple game, and that will of course also include how to implement Unity ads in your game, and also how to publish your game on Google Play and so on. So if you're interested in trying out the game, and I would really appreciate if you would do so, well, then you can click the link on the screen right here to go to Google Play and download the game and try it out. So please go and try it out and rate the game. That will help me out a lot to get some extra downloads on the actual game. Sorry, on the actual game. What else? Well, besides that, also, if you are interested in all the code and everything before I create a tutorial, if I would create a tutorial, you can also download the code by clicking the screen link right here or going to the description below, and then you'll get all the sprites and all the code that I've written with comments and everything on it, so you can see how I structured the game. Also, all the sprites and everything is of course also available for patrons. So if you're a patron, just click the patron link and go and download the full project with comments and so on. Anyway, here is my video log. The working title on the game that I'm creating is Bazerk, and I've simply chosen to call it that because it's going to be lots of colors on the screen in some boxes, and you'll simply have to click them as fast as you can before the time runs out. And then maybe I'll add some mechanics where the colors switch places and everything later. So as you can see, or as you can hear, it's nothing fancy or anything. It's nothing very hard to create, and it's nothing new and groundbreaking, but I'm simply doing this to have some fun. And I've already put my project here in Android settings, so that I have an Android or a mobile device screen size here. And the next thing I'm going to do is simply to add some simple colors to the screen, and then later, when all the mechanics works, I'm going to create some better graphics and replace everything. But for now, simply just add some 5x5 colors. So we have 25 colors, and we can click them, and the colors are going to be in random order. And then you just have to click, for example, all the black tiles or all the red tiles and so on. So I'll see you in a bit where I have put up all the colors. Okay, so I have created the grid for the colors. Right now they're just white, they don't added any colors, as you can see. And this one down here is going to indicate the color that you have to click actually. And these are the colors up here that you'll have to click. So let's say the game starts, this one will turn green, and then you'll have to click all the green boxes up here before the time up here runs out. So yeah, that's what I've been doing so far, and I'm actually using a UI system for this. As you can see here, these boxes are actually UI elements because it makes it way easier for me to place them in a grid. I could write my own code to place them, just like I do in my tower defense tutorial when I place the tiles, but I figured I want to try to work out some gameplay with the UI system actually, and besides that, it also scales with screen size by itself when I use the UI system. So that's what I've been doing so far. Right now I'm going to add some code for randomizing the colors here, and yeah, then I'll see you in a bit. So now I've added some code for randomizing the colors. You can see when I play the game, all the colors are random, and this indicator down here indicates which color that I need to click. But right now there's a chance that these colors up here can be picked random, and this one can be picked as a color that isn't up here. Let's say all of these up here becomes a red. Well, then there's a chance that this one down here will be blue, for example. So I need to make sure that this color down here is based on whatever is up here. And then I need to add some functionality so that I can click these, and some kind of counter so I know when I'm done clicking the actual colors. Okay, so I have added a mechanic for restarting the game now. So as you can see here, when I click all the blue fields, then the game restarts. So this is basically how the game is going to go. The color is going to show up here, and then you're going to click all the colors before the time runs out, and then it resets, and then maybe you get some time back when you're done clicking all the colors, and then it goes faster and faster, and you have to click the colors faster and faster, like this. Okay, next thing I'm going to implement is maybe the timer that counts down, and maybe some kind of score or something. And of course, in the end, I'm going to change all the sprites. I also had an idea about switching this up, so it's not like you just have to click all the green ones, but instead maybe show down here that you have to click 3 red ones and 1 blue, for example, to end this level. So instead of just having one simple color. I was also thinking about switching the colors with some kind of sprites, maybe some, I don't know, some candy or something, so it shows here you need to click 3 lollipops and 2 caramels or something to get to the next level. But yeah, I'll see how that goes later when I get some more things implemented. So 2 things have changed now. I've added some sprites for the colors instead of using those solid colors, and it already looks a lot better now when I'm using the sprites, I think. Each color now has 2 variations, one with white in it and one without white in it. As you can see, here is a blue one with a lot of white around the edge and white in the middle here. And here is a blue one without white on the edge and white in the middle. So these are 2 variations, and each color have those 2 variations. And when I created these, I also came up with a lot of different game modes, so I think I might create some difficulties in the game, so have easy, medium, and hard, and maybe expert or something. And what else did I do? I changed the way that the actual game mechanic worked for restarting, because before, when I clicked all the colors of one kind, it reset all the colors. Well, now it only resets the colors that I clicked. So now I click the orange ones. As you can see, when I click the orange ones, they only are replaced. As you can see, if I click the red ones, all the red ones, then only the red ones are replaced with other colors. So it doesn't remap the whole thing, it only remaps whatever you just clicked. So I think the next thing I'm going to add is some actual gameplay, so that I would actually make the time up here work, so that the player can maybe not die yet, but actually have a time running, so that we can see how much time we're using clicking these different buttons. So since the last recording, I have added a few things to the game. I have added a countdown when the game starts, and when the countdown is over, then the time up here starts to count down, and this is the time that you have to complete the task of clicking the different tiles down here. When the time has run out, then it will show a game over screen where your score is, and you just get 1 score every time you click a tile, and your high score. And the high score will just be the high score you have had so far. That makes sense, right? But right now I'm not saving the high score, but that should be very easy just to set that. Besides that, we have a menu button here. This one will take you down back to the main menu, which I haven't created yet, but it's just a menu where you can select easy, medium, or hard, what difficulty you will play on. Right now I've only implemented the medium difficulty, not medium, easy difficulty, but I'm planning on adding the hard and the medium for the next part here. But that shouldn't be very hard, it's just adding some more tiles you have to click. If I click this button, it will restart the game and the time will start counting down again. But as you can see, every time I click, I finish a task. For example, now I need to click all the green tiles. When I click the green tiles, I gain some time back. So every time you finish a task, the time will get back, and this should make you able to keep playing as long as you can. Like, you should do your best to be able to keep playing for a longer time. As you can see, if I hurry up here, then I will get some extra time to keep playing here. If I'm not as bad as I am right now, I think I'm going to run out of time soon. Anyway, the faster you are clicking these tiles, the longer you can play and the higher your score can get. You can see how hard this is going to be if we are going to add more kinds of tiles, and more tiles you have to click, or different tiles you have to click. I think the medium difficulty will be, for example, click 3 green tiles into yellow, and actually when you click a wrong tile you will lose some time. I can't remember if I implemented that, actually haven't done that yet, but I want to make sure if you click one of the wrong tiles, let's say we want to click this red one and we click this one instead, then you will lose some time up here. What else? Yeah, the medium difficulty will be, for example, click 2 black ones and then 1 red, and then the hard one will be that you're shown an amount of tiles down here, let's say 2 blue, 1 red and 1 green, and then they disappear and then the game starts. So you need to remember what to click and how many to click in the hard difficulty. So that one will be way harder. Yes. So that's basically what I have done so far. Next video, or next part of the video, I guess I'm going to cut it together so that it comes right after this. I am going to show you the other difficulties, I guess. So I decided to update some of the graphics in the game, and I decided to create an animation. So when you click the colors, they will make like a poof animation, and then they will disappear. Let's try to run the game in full screen so you can see. As you can see, I changed the sprites around. These looks a lot better, I think, than the other ones. And when I click one of these, they will disappear with like this little poof animation, and then they will respawn. I think I also need to add an animation for when the tiles are spawning, so they start small and then they become larger, so it looks a little better as well. But I'm pretty happy with how the sprites look right now, because then I can add something to the other difficulties just with colors, and then maybe make some icons or something on the tiles, so that they actually will be harder to play those other difficulties. For example, there would be a gray one with an arrow up and an arrow down or something, then it's harder to figure out which one of them you need to press very fast and everything. So that's also something I'll be adding, and I guess I'll also add some text, and I need to add the penalty so that when you click a wrong tile you'll get a penalty up here, and maybe I will show on the screen how much time the player gained whenever he clicked on the tiles. For example, if I click all these, I'll gain 3 seconds or something. Then I would like to write 3 seconds on the screen so he knows how much he's gaining. But so far I think it is coming together quite nicely. It's a very simple game, but I'm actually very happy about it so far. I'm almost done with the game now. Since the last recording I've created a menu, and I've added the difficulties easy, normal and hard. There are some extra difficulties I would like to add, but I think I might do that along the way or later down the road when the game is released and everything. Because if I have some extra time I can always add more difficulties to the game. These difficulties are very similar. The difference is just the buttons that you're pressing, and it actually makes it way harder just to press some different kinds of buttons. So besides that, I've also added some effects. So when we play the game, we start up here, the buttons are now spawning, and maybe it's a little hard to see here on the computer, but they're actually moving a little, they're scaling up and down a little here. So I want to add some extra effects. I want to change the background color depending on the color you need to click. And I would also like to write on the screen when you gain some extra time, it should pop up here and show the user how much time he just gained. But this is the easy difficulty where you just have to click the right colors, and this is fairly easy on a mobile device because you have 2 fingers. You can just press very fast here, so it's no problem when you have lots of colors. and I of course haven't implemented the menu button yet. So the normal difficulty is a little harder. You have to press the icon with the correct, the button with the correct icon. So here I have to click the gamepad, and here I have to click the nodes, and so on. And this is a little harder because you actually have to look for the right buttons here. There you go. So you can see I don't have a very good high score here. So this makes it way harder when you actually have to look for the exact the exact icon here, as you can see. So this is the normal difficulty. The hard difficulty is actually way harder. I'm not very good at it. I can't really get a high score there. So let's see. The hard difficulty is arrows, and this makes it way harder because you have to find the exact arrows every single time here, and sometimes you just stare at the screen and you can't find the exact arrow sometimes. And of course I also need to add a penalty, so that when you click something that isn't the correct arrow, well, then you get a time penalty, for example, because I just clicked the wrong arrows a lot of times there. So this is the gameplay so far. I think I will do some polishing up and make the last video for this game, and then I'm going to release it. And of course you can find, as I might have said earlier, you can find the download link in the description below the video, and it's totally free. You can just go to Google Play Store and download it. And the reason that I don't release it for iPhone is because I don't have a Mac, and I can't build the game for Mac then, because you need a Mac to build it. So it has been a couple of days since I had some time to work on the project, but today I actually had 1.5 hours extra, so I had some time to finish up the project here. So what have I added since the last entry? Well, I have created a background that will change colors. So when you're playing the game, the background here will change from the different colors that I've created backgrounds in. As you can see here, it went from blue to red now. Besides that, I've added some text to the menu, very simple, and then all the buttons here work. I can't remember if I did that earlier, but all the buttons here are working now for playing the different difficulties. And besides that, there's also some music now playing. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but in the background there are some music playing here. Yes. Anyway, also when the first time you play the game, it will show you a tutorial that will show you how to play the game. So if I click the easy mode here, it will show me that I need to look at the button down here, or the color down here, and then it will show me that I need to click the colors up here before the time actually runs out up here. So this is just a little tutorial that plays the first time you play the game, and when the tutorial is over, the game starts. And then you can click the different buttons here. The text now pops up on the screen as it should, and then it moves up to the text up here in the top. If you click some wrong colors, then you will have reduced time. And I've also added ads, as you can see here. So I'm using the Unity ads, not the ad mob from Google themselves, but I'm using Unity's new ad system just to test it out, and it seems like it's working very well. When the ad is has done loading, or when it's done showing the player whatever it wants to show him, then it shows a menu, and you can see I stripped down the menu here because I think it looks better just with high score and score and time played without that background here. And then there's a replay button. But as I was saying, when you click the wrong colors, it will reduce the time and will show you on the screen how much time you have reduced here. Also when you die, or when the game is over and the time is up, and you close the ad, well, then you can also click the menu button down here to go back to the menu now. And yeah, there are the normal difficulty here with all the icons, and there is the hard difficulty here with the icons that look very similar. So that is basically the whole game. I think all in all I might have used maybe 8 hours developing it, and over the course of actually a week from today, actually, since I started doing this game here. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope it was a little interesting at least to check out the video and see the progression of this project. Also, if you're interested in the files for the project, you can find the link to that in the description below or by clicking the screen right here. Don't forget to download the project or download the game on Google Play if you have an Android device. It will help me out a lot. The game is totally free and you can just go there and download and rate it. I would really appreciate that if you would do that. So thank you very much for watching.